Hello and welcome to this video. This is Corey from BachScholar. You know, something occurred to me just recently. You know, I've been churning out books now for like 8 years. All of these creations here were done in the course of 8 years. And this is all with also teaching many students weekly and contributing to the Well-Rounded Pianist website. So, you know, I'm doing a lot of things. I'm a jack of all trades. So in 8 years, I managed to put out 45 volumes right here. And as I speak, I actually have a plan for several more coming. So there's several more on the way when I can get down to it. I don't have a regimented schedule of making books, but I sort of fit it into when I can to what all my other duties at BachScholar. So anyway, I'm standing here in front of my 45 current creations. All of these hardcover books or hard copy books were created from 2017 up to the current day. So this is, I'm speaking now in February 2025. So as I speak, as I just said, I have some more volumes coming. Also, I have some revisions coming. I have a couple more kind of second editions coming out of a couple of these. And I have a huge collection of works of my own that I have not published yet in hard copy that I'm coming out with. So look forward to many more coming, hopefully this year in 2025. And I want to go and narrow in on each of these sort of stacks that I made here. One thing that I did when I created BachScholar Publishing in 2011 is that I wanted to create a publishing company that you know, something unique and different, something that something useful, unique and different, something that J.S. Bach would have done. So I viewed it as I wanted to create a publishing company that, imagine this, if J.S. Bach were living today, what type of, okay, I'll even put another caveat on it. If J.S. Bach were living today and he played the piano, he were a pianist and an organist maybe, what type of publishing company would he create if he did create one? He would probably create one that was very, very well-rounded, that had kind of a bit of everything in it. And that's what I did from the beginning, and that's what I'm continuing to do. So if you're ever wondering about my procedure, you know, it's funny, I've been doing this now for making hard copy books 8 years, and BachScholar Publishing has been in existence for 14 years as I speak. And I just realized I've never made a YouTube video for all my YouTube subscribers and fans showing all my books and explaining how I do this. So first of all, I have a pretty uncomplicated and streamlined system of making books. It's not that hard. It's not that complicated. Sometimes, you know, with my busy schedule doing everything that I'm doing, it can be difficult because I try to fit this in between everything else. So, but if I were to do this full time and I didn't have to do anything else but make books, oh my God, there would probably be 3 times more than this. So anyway, enough of me blabbing about that. I want to take you through now the categories here. Okay, so I'm going to tell you what they are here, and then I'm going to take the camera and focus in on each of the categories. So on the left, on the far left, are all of the books of J.S. Bach-oriented books, which include Sight Reading in Harmony, the best-selling sight reading book, and some chorales. We'll talk about those. Then the next stack over, the next line over here, are some more J.S. Bach titles, but these are a little bit different. These are more arrangements of J.S. Bach's music, more either romantic style arrangements or some kind of arrangement. So you see more urtexts on the left, urtext Bachs on the left, mostly chorales and sight reading material. And then on the stack to the right of that, you see more J.S. Bach, but it's more real arrangements. And I really love this style. I love taking Bach and making it into modern piano music. That's one of the visions I had when I created this company, was to really focus in on this. Now, the next stack over is the technique and theory books, technique and theory. So these are all things, scale books, you know, Hanon and sort of variations on Hanon books. I have a new improved scale system of scale fingering and a new system. So that's sort of like in the theory category. So I have my theory and technique books, and then on the very far right are the traditional standard composer edition books. So you'll see things like anything from beginning to advanced. You know, there's some Diabelli, Mozart, things like that. And then, below those, that's the stack on the far right corner. The stack on the far right bottom corner is, sorry, it's early in the morning as I do this, so bear with me. On the very bottom right corner are more modern things, ragtime, jazz, that sort of thing. So see, if Bach were to create a publishing company, he would most likely want to do a bit of everything and make it very well-rounded and make it for everyone, not just one kind of thing, but lots of kinds of things for everyone. And so this is sort of the vision that I had in 2011 when I created BachScholar Publishing. Now let's go in and narrow in on each of these books, and I'll just say a little bit about each one. Okay, so I'm standing here in front of the very left side, the left stack, and as many of you know, my very first hard copy volume of BachScholar Editions is Sight Reading in Harmony here, the world's leading system of sight reading. And then under this you have some sight reading only editions here. I call this the complete edition. And then these are the sort of sight reading only editions if students or teachers want you know, smaller volumes. Then around the time that I created Sight Reading in Harmony, by the way, some of you might know this already, it took me a full entire year to write Sight Reading in Harmony. Pretty much every morning I worked for an entire year on that. And then from that were some offshoots of some single chorale volumes. So I have here 24 easy 4-part chorales, which is a very popular volume here. And each one of these has the chorale in 2 and 4 parts. Great for sight reading and theory and ear training too. Advent and Christmas chorales, Lent, Passion, and Easter chorales here. And then from that, I spent another, get this, you really need patience to do this. If you have good patience, you can make books. If you don't have good patience, you can't, because this book right here, 436 4-part chorales, this took another entire year to make. Then this is one of my crowning achievements. I am so happy and proud about this book. You will not find any more chorales in a book on the market today. Great, nice thick book with beautiful manuscript here and with a nice table of contents in here and an index that you can look things up. Beautiful book. This is one of my absolute favorite books, and I play from it very often myself. And then Not only that, it took me an entire year to make this, but 436 two-part chorales. So these two books actually go together perfectly because they're numbered exactly the same. So this is like for less advanced students. This is for the full 4 parts. So these sort of go as a pair. Then a little bit later on down the line, a few years later, I made my own edition of J.S. Bach's Goldberg Variations. It is an urtext edition. So this does not, also it does not have fingerings in it, but I do explain about Bach's design plan here in the preface, about Bach's overall plan of design. And then it's a very beautiful urtext manuscript, Bach's Goldberg Variations. Very easy to read. I believe it's the best on the market today. It's a very, very fine edition of Bach's Goldberg Variations. All right, so now I'm standing in front of the second stack over for more J.S. Bach titles here. We have more, these are actually the arrangements. We have 3 books on Jesu, Joy of Man's Desiring here. This is actually, some of these are actually just soft cover, so they aren't hardcover, but you do have the hardcover ones like that's soft cover here. This is just a hardcover, small hardcover here. So then you have 2 of my absolute favorites here that I spent a lot of time creating. Bach Goes Romantic. These are Bach chorales turned into romantic style piano pieces. Beautiful. I just absolutely love these pieces. And Bach Meets Ragtime. This is Bach chorales turned into ragtime. Another one of my favorites. I don't think there's anything like this in existence. Maybe there is. I think I read somewhere that somebody else has something similar, but I just love these. These are some of my favorite things to play and to arrange. Then under this I have a couple of arrangements of Sinfonia from Cantata number 29. This is very famous. You've probably heard it. It's played by guitarists. I have my own arrangement here. This is actually not a hard arrangement. This is great for intermediate pianists because you only use 1 staff and you're using 2 hands. So it's called Etude on 1 staff with 2 hands. It's really a great little, not too difficult actually if you play it slowly. Then you have another arrangement of Sinfonia from Cantata. Sorry. Then you have another arrangement of Sinfonia from Cantata number 29 here by Camille Saint-Saëns, the French composer. This is my own edition of Saint-Saëns' arrangement. So this is not me. I did not arrange this. I just put fingerings on and did the engraving. So this is fully Camille Saint-Saëns' Bach arrangement. It's not my Bach arrangement. So this is fantastic. You can hear this, a performance of this on YouTube, not by me, but by another pianist. I forgot his name. Oh, Joel something. I think he passed away a few years ago, unfortunately. But he has a fantastic performance of that, if you want to hear that on YouTube. And then I have here some more. I have a bestseller, another bestseller of BachScholar, my own arrangement of Bach's Toccata and Fugue in D minor. I think it's the best one on the market today. You can hear my performance on YouTube. And then my most recent creation here. Of course, this isn't J.S. Bach. It's even earlier than J.S. Bach. It is John Dowland. So this is my most recent creation, just published a few weeks ago or a month ago or so. And beautiful manuscript here of 35 pieces for piano solo from the great lutenist John Dowland. So that was my most recent project. It's hard to find a category for that because half of it is urtext, which should really be in that stack over there, but then half of it is romantic, which it should be in this stack. So I don't really know how to categorize that. All right, so I am getting my morning exercise here. I'm talking a lot and doing a lot of squatting exercise so I can show you these books. Okay, so here's the third, we're on the third stack over here. These are the scale and technique and theory books here. So I have 3 volumes of scales right here on the top. Complete guide to major and minor scales in 3 volumes, beginning, intermediate, advanced. Then you have some Hanon studies over here. This creation, this is one of my most recent creations, Hanon meets Bach. 20 contrapuntal etudes, and the Well-Tempered Hanon, which is I'm going to come out with a second edition soon on that. So please do not buy the Well-Tempered Hanon yet, because I'm not pleased with the first edition, I'll just be honest, and I'm making a much better and more complete second edition on that, but it's not done yet. So Hanon for beginners, nice little thing for beginners here. And then you have, all right, now I'm getting out of breath. Okay, so now you have a new and improved system of scale fingering. Look at this. Isn't that something? And wait, how can you have a new and improved system? You can't reinvent the wheel, can you? Well, yes, you can. Because I found big logical errors in the traditional system of fingering. So this opens up a whole new can of worms, and I think all pianists should know about this. And then here is just a little sort of mini volume, sort of that came out of this volume, the 12 major scales with new improved fingering. So this is really great for just, if you're less advanced and you kind of want to know about this new system of fingering. And there's a really unique way that I developed of learning and teaching these scales with these new fingerings. So this is in the theory category. So, there should be more theory type books coming soon, but can't promise anything right now. So scales, Hanon, theory. Here's some more. Actually, 2 of the bestsellers at BachScholar for a long time have been the Holy Trinity of Piano Technique. This is a book that consists of 3 exercises that I consider really foundational in somebody's technique, piano technique. And then Better Than Hanon, another sort of offshoot of Hanon, but this one is different than those Hanons over there. This one is basically just like broken chords and inversions. And I gave it a fancy title. I call it Better Than Hanon because Hanon, you use all 5 fingers. And here you use all 5 fingers, but I thought, well, you're using 5 fingers in a better way. So I just thought, I'll call it Better Than Hanon. So, but it is one of the bestsellers still, after many years. Okay, so I'm standing here in front of the top right column. These are the more standard kind of works. Standard composers. We have, one of my favorite of all teaching collections for beginners is this Diabelli Opus 125. It's not very well known, but I really love this. And I use this with a lot of students. This is a great little book. I would highly recommend this one for beginners to intermediate players. Mozart, 24 youthful masterpieces. So here's a sort of a easy Mozart book for piano students. 24 of his pieces he composed when he was very young. Pretty recent here, Clementi, 6 sonatinas. It's my own edition, and it's in the Focus on Fingering series because I have I sprinkle very useful but non-traditional fingerings around, fingerings that will make it easier to play. One of my favorite of all editions is the Schumann Kinderszenen, or Scenes from Childhood, with my introduction here. I have a fairly long preface here explaining about Schumann's use of the metronome. And I explain the controversy of the metronome in here. And the musical manuscript is absolutely beautiful. I really do honestly believe this is the finest edition of Schumann's Scenes from Childhood on the market today. I really do. I'm not just making that up. And then we have, oh, I am getting my exercise today. I'm kind of getting out of breath here. So we have Mozart Piano Sonata, you know, the famous one, Rondo alla Turca. This is a softbound, and another softbound here, Beethoven's Fürelise. These are just pretty much, you know, close to Urtext, but I give fingerings and pedaling and things like that in there. Then we have another whole category here, which is modern compositions, which would include jazz, you know, early jazz, ragtime, anything of my own compositions, anything like that. So, you know, it's a small category right now, but as time goes on, I will add to that. We have Scott Joplin. As all of you know, I am a ragtime specialist, so I have a collection of Joplin's works for piano. I have Joseph Lamb. I love this volume. I correct a lot of mistakes in the originals here, and I specify that in the preface. Another nice edition of ragtime, classic ragtime. Then a W.C. Handy. It's my own arrangement of the St. Louis Blues, a concert arrangement for piano, and that's also a very good seller, great seller here at BachScholar. Also, you might be wondering where I have an arrangement of Putting on the Ritz by Irving Berlin. That should be here, but there's no hard copy of that yet. I only have that in soft copy on the website, so that's why I don't have it in this stack. So we have a Jazz Pianist Christmas. This is actually by a Grammy Award-winning composer named Norman Henry Mamie. He won a Grammy, get that. So I think in the 80s or something, he won a Grammy. I forget what the category was. I think it was children's music or something. A great composer. Man, this guy's great. Anyway, I had the privilege of meeting him and collaborating with him, actually. And when I began BachScholar Publishing, this is actually one of the very first things I published with BachScholar Publishing, and he was very happy about that. And I was really happy. Wow, a Grammy Award-winning composer. And I met him through a friend, actually, who took piano from him. So these are great arrangements. Very sort of Hollywood style, kind of, you know. And then here are 4 of my compositions here that I call the Medieval Portraits. I'm coming out with another edition, or it's slightly revised version of that. So you can wait if you want a better version of that. Then Jingle Bells Through the Grades. This is for pretty much, you know, students from the beginning. It starts with Jingle Bells, very beginning, grade 1, and then it goes through, you know, grades 2, grade 3, all the way up to the grade 8, which is Jingle Bells Rag, see? So it's kind of neat, the way you can just progress through it, and each of the grades gets a little more difficult. I think it's a very unique kind of thing. This is one of the very early publications of BachScholar. So, all right, got my exercise today. You can hear me breathing. So anyway, there it is. You know, now that I look at it, now that I look at all I've done in 8 years, I think, wow, how did I do that? How did I do all that in 8 years? These are beautiful, beautiful books. Beautiful books. And so I hope that you will consider, you know, purchasing some of BachScholar's books if you haven't already, or if you have, purchase some more. There's something for everyone here. So thank you for joining me. And I will keep you updated also on new things coming out with BachScholar Publishing. I'll see you. Bye.